Uh, a very good afternoon to all of the participants here. I would like to welcome Dr. Amit Sahai, sir, the PCC of Wildlife of Assam Forest Department. Sir, I would like to welcome you for the program Conservation to Coexistence. Conservation to Coexistence, the People Connect, under the banner of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, in which for this particular week, Assam State Zoo has been selected, and the species in focus is Pygmy Hog, Corpus albania. So with these words, I would like to request Priyasa Sekia to kindly give a formal introduction of Dr. Amit Sahai, PCCF Wildlife of Assam State Forest Department. Priyasa.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon to all, and good afternoon to our respected Honorable Principal Chief Conservator of Forest Wildlife, Dr. Amit Sahai, sir. So we are very fortunate that sir has taken out some really valuable time from his schedule today to be among us today. And sir has been a great inspiration in the entire wildlife arena to all, because of his simple attitude and the way he assesses every kind of problem, and he motivates us to do our work better. Formally, sir belongs to IFS Indian Forest Service Assam Cadre, belonging to batch 1987. And as far as his educational qualification is concerned, sir has done his MSc in Geology, Earth Science, MSc in Forestry from FRI deemed University, PhD in allelochemicals and their role in tropical agroforestry ecosystems, and also he has an MPhil degree adding up to his laurel with the topic International Relations and National Security Studies. So welcome to sir once again. Now I request sir to kindly deliver his address. Thank you.
Thank you, Priyasa. So very nice and kind of you to speak at length about me. Thank you, Ashwini. And it is my pleasure to be here among young students and people who are interested in environment and wildlife. You see, wildlife is necessary because it is a sort of an indicator that our environment is doing well. And today's species, which has been assigned to Assam State Zoo, Guwahati, is Pygmy hog, which is a barometer species, I can say, or an indicator species, which gives its survival happens only when the habitat is intact, and its habitat is grasslands, tall grasses, where it survives. In fact, we in Assam are endowed with so much of biodiversity that we should be proud of. And I would say the people of Assam have been the real conservationists, because their efforts have paved way for so much of biodiversity to be conserved, which is almost dwindled in the rest of the part of the country and the globe. Pygmy hog, which is, again I repeat, it's a barometer species or indicator, because it used to survive throughout the foothills of Himalayas, in the grasslands of Tarai region. But it has vanished and has it's not to be seen anywhere in either in UP, Uttarakhand, Bihar, West Bengal, but it is only surviving in Assam. And that too with the effort of our conservation program and breeding program, with which it has been surviving. Now, just hold on. A meeting. Sorry about that interruption. It is the uh, Pygmy Hawk Conservation Program, which was started 11 years ago, and which has paved way for a real breeding as well as survival of this particular species. Now, what is Pygmy Hawk? Many of you might be, of students might not have come across this species. It's a miniature wild boar. It's nothing like wild boar per se, because it is 10 to 15 times smaller than a wild boar. It weighs not even 8 to 9 kgs, maximum 10 kgs. Its lengthwise, it is 60 to 65 centimeters. The adult is only 60 to 65 centimeters. That is slightly more than 2 feet. And its height is less than 1 feet from the ground. That is 25 centimeters low. And that way, this species is this species has been surviving in Manas, Sonai Ropai, and grasslands of Manas and Sonai Ropai. Though it had the numbers had gone down drastically in Manas and Sonai Ropai, even in Orang National Park, as a result of which this program was initiated to conserve this and breed ex situ breeding of this species. Ex situ means outside the habitat. And this program has been successful because I would say that it has been a joint effort of Assam Forest Department along with the Dural Wildlife Conservation Trust, IUCN Wild Pig Specialist Group, then Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change, and Ecosystems India, along with Aranyak, an NGO from Assam. So all the combined and joint efforts of all these organizations, including Assam Forest Department, this program has been quite successful. And till date, I believe they have reintroduced around 130 pygmy hawks into the wild after breeding in their campus in Vashishta. And that's again a very successful ex situ breeding program by reintroduction of this wild species into its original habitat. And the reintroduction has been in Manas, Bornadi Wildlife Sanctuary, as well as your Sonai Rupai and Orang National Park. Now, why do I call pygmy hawk as a barometer species or an indicator species? The reason being, the grassland survives, or the health of the grasslands is indicated by the occurrence of this species in the wild. And you see, habitat management or grassland management requires a lot of interventions, management practices, including there is in ecosystems also, you will see continuously the woodlands do come over and they infest the grasslands. And in case the management practices are not introduced, the gradual change of grassland into woodlands keep happening. So to keep these species such as the pygmy hawk as well as Bengal florican survive in the grassland or survive in the wild, it is necessary that the grasslands are maintained. And that's what we are doing in most of our wildlife national parks or sanctuaries which have these grasslands. And in Manas, because of anthropogenic pressures, that is people and the cattle grazing, which has resulted in disturbance, and as a result, the pygmy hawk had the number had come down drastically. So this reintroduction program was initiated. Now, pygmy hawk generally has a gestation period of say 155 days or so. and the litter is say or the babies are 4 to 7 in a year, and the babies are born between April to June every year, and they stay together in a family of 4 to 7, and they it's a strange thing, they prepare their nests in the grasslands, and where they live together as a family. Now they survive on basically roots, tubers which are available in the grasslands, fruits, also termites, earthworms, and eggs, whichever they find, and also at times insects. Um, its lifespan is around 8 years maximum, or 8 to 10 years. And in the breeding form which we have, or the program where we have in Vashishta, they have shown to survive almost 10 years. So how many, you will say that how many pygmy hawks or Porocula salvania, which is also known as Nilgavari in Assamese, and in Bodo it is known as Oma Thakri. So how many of these are there in the wild? There are hardly 300 numbers of pygmy hawks in the wild, and it is Assam which has the maximum number of pygmy hawks as of now, which can be counted. I believe they have not survived in any of the grasslands of the country. So even Nepal, they're not to be seen. So I can boast very well say that this program has been successful to that extent. Now, it is a very shy animal, so obviously it doesn't like any kind of human interference, or the cattle, if it grazes around, then it doesn't survive in that area. Secondly, it doesn't burrow. It stays in nests, so it's easily available for as a prey for carnivores as well as dogs, in case there is an infestation of dogs in the area. So the barometer species as such gives an indicator that our grasslands are doing well. And I believe that with this talk, you will also try to remember the one fact that each and every species made by God Almighty is meant to do something in this world or in this environment. And everyone has a right to survive. We, as a human being, should protect all the creatures which have been God created and make them survive in whatever best way we can, by providing them protection and maintaining the environment where they can survive. That is the habitat. So I believe this Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav program would give you an insight of various unknown species of the country, which are now, with the help of the various agencies, are surviving and doing good. And I believe you will also join the ranks of people who believe in conservation and protection of wildlife. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir, for your invaluable speech. Now I request the audience to have any kind of question. Like if in case they have any kind of question, they can ask our respected sir. Do we have any doubt or any kind of question anybody would like to ask, sir? I think there's no question. So, sir, I again take this privilege to thank you to be a part of this session, this week-long program on Pygmy Hog. And thank you so much, sir, for your invaluable speech. I think the people have actually known certain facts from you. Thank you, sir.
Good day. Thank you, Priyasa. I believe this is, I'm not an expert on pygmy hawk, but I believe introduction of the species as such has been good enough for people or the students to understand what is it all about. So thank you very much for inviting me over, and good day to all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you to all the participants for being a part of this meet. We will meet tomorrow as per the schedule. So tomorrow we have this virtual tour of Pygmy Hawk facility at Vasishtha. And we have a couple of things tomorrow. So let's meet tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of this.